A common first sign for a commitment phobe on a first date, it's often this almost too perfect presentation. It's like they've read the script of what you want to hear. But then, if you really pay attention, there's a certain superficiality, a lack of true depth when you try to scratch the surface?
Oh, that makes so much sense. Like, they're great at talking about themselves or like their big dreams, but then when you try to get them to talk about, I don't know, a past relationship or something that really shaped them, it's like a brick wall. Or they deflect, right? Like, oh, that's a story for another time. Or they make a joke. It's so frustrating because you're there, you're open, and they're just not meeting you there? Like, is that a clear red flag in your book, Sophia?
Absolutely, Isabella. That's a huge one. If you're someone who values emotional intimacy and transparency, this will really hit you. Commitment phobes, they often excel at what we call future faking. They'll talk about amazing trips they want to take or abstract goals, but it's always distant. They avoid discussing concrete plans that involve you specifically, or anything that requires genuine emotional vulnerability about their past. It's a defense mechanism, a way to keep you at arm's length while still presenting an appealing facade. It's not that they don't have dreams, it's that they don't want to anchor them, especially not to you.
And sometimes, Sophia, it's like they just shower you with compliments, or they seem to just instantly get you, like they mirror your interests perfectly, and you walk away thinking, wow, this is it, this is the one. But then something just feels off, like almost too easy. If you've been burned before by people who came on too strong, how do you differentiate genuine enthusiasm from a tactic?
That's a very perceptive question, Isabella, and it speaks to the heart of how many commitment phobes operate. They are often masters of charm and idealization. They'll make you feel incredibly special, mirroring your desires because, they're often highly attuned to what others want. But the key difference is consistency and depth. Genuine enthusiasm grows. It's not immediately intense and then fizzles or becomes inconsistent. For the commitment phobe, this too good to be true phase is an initial hook. It creates an emotional high that distracts from their lack of genuine intent for sustained connection. They want the idea of you, but not necessarily the everyday reality of a relationship. They're good at selling the dream, not building the house.
Selling the dream, not building the house, that's so accurate. It makes me think about those dates where someone just hints at being super busy, or they mention a packed travel schedule coming up soon, almost like it's an excuse before anything even starts. Or they'll say, I'm not really looking for anything serious right now, but then their actions are totally sending mixed signals. If you're someone who always tries to understand and give people the benefit of the doubt, how do you even begin to navigate those subtle cues that they're already planning their exit?
Isabella, you've nailed it. Those are escape hatch signals. A commitment phobe, even on a first date, is often already planning their exit, consciously or not. They want to avoid feeling trapped, so they'll create little outs, like the super busy line, or saying not looking for anything serious while acting quite intense. It's all part of their strategy.
So they're basically setting up an excuse to bail even before things start? That feels so frustrating when you're genuinely trying to connect.
Exactly. It's crucial to pay attention to these cues, not dismiss them. This isn't about being cynical. It's about being discerning. If their words and actions don't align, telling you they're unavailable but acting otherwise, that's not mixed signals, Isabella. That's the signal. They're showing you who they are. Believe them.
So it really comes down to listening to what they're actually saying, right? Even when their charm makes you want to ignore it. It's tough because you do want to believe the best. You might think, oh, maybe they're just shy or they're playing it cool. But what about past relationships? Do they always blame the other person, or do they just brush everything off too quickly?
That's a fantastic point, Isabella. Believing their narrative is essential. If they consistently talk about past partners by placing all the blame externally with no self-reflection at all, that's a huge warning sign. Commitment phobes struggle with introspection and accountability because vulnerability feels threatening. They'll generalize, make light of serious pasts, or keep details vague.
So if you're constantly trying to fill in the blanks for them or excuse their lack of depth, that's probably not a good sign then, huh?
Exactly. It's not a healthy dynamic. And this is the real breakthrough for anyone listening. Your gut instinct, that initial ick we talked about, it's valid. It's your inner alarm system. Don't override it with hopeful stories you've created. Trust it.
And that brings us to the end of today's deeply insightful discussion on trusting your intuition when navigating complex relationships. Sophia, thank you so much for shedding light on these crucial signs.
It was my pleasure, Isabella. It's so vital for our listeners to empower themselves with this knowledge.
Absolutely. If today's episode resonated with you, the very best way to support our show is to share it with just one friend who you think needs to hear this message.
And remember, while our website is currently under construction, we'll soon have extra resources, tools, and audios available for you at goodlifeguide.org. Keep an eye out for updates.
We're so grateful you tuned in today. From both of us, please take care of yourselves.
Until next time, be well and trust your inner compass.